my cute little dolls. Hi, my cute little puppets. Hi, my cute little action figures. And welcome back to another episode of the Cute Doll Podcast. It's freezing outside. I had 50 viewers yesterday on Twitch. I'm so happy. Really peak 56 or 53. I put screenshots on my Twitter. I just did 3 TikTok dances, so I'm out of breath. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for always staying with me. Excited for the Remeria update tomorrow because a lot of people will be more active on the server, and I like the energy of how it feels when there's a lot of people on the server. And I leave you with the view, and thanks guys always for always sticking with me. I love you so much. Okay, hi noob. Let's talk about the video game fallacy. Okay. So basically, there's like a video game fallacy that it's always believed, like, you know, if I get this gear, I'm gonna be happier. If I do this, I'm gonna be happier. And it's just like all like a huge fallacy because basically it's not true. So I refrain from talking about this because I know a lot of people, they spend a lot of money in Lost Ark, but also a lot of people, the reason I'm talking about it is because a lot of people, they have the means to spend it, so it's not really an issue. It's kind of like just extra thing, whatever, like they're already rich, so they made like some cyber weapons, whatever, doesn't matter. But basically, I just wanted to talk about the video game fallacy in the cute doll way. So, in Terra, also Lost Ark, also my other game Granada Spada, there was this thing that is like, for us, it was like, oh, if you have this costume, you will be so happy. Like, you just feel like you would be so happy if you had it. But the costumes in Terra, they're very expensive, like thousands of dollars. Or you could just buy it with in-game gold. And it just is kind of like a sign of like elitism, kind of. And then also like the other thing is like the gear. It's like, oh, like you just kind of have, all humans have this, I believe. I think it's part of human psychology. It's like you have to think, it's like, oh, well, like if I make all this gear, I could play this dungeon, and I'm gonna be so strong, and everyone's gonna want to play with me. I was a fully geared Sork and Terra. The content I did was some solo content, but the ranked stuff was all equalized, so gear didn't even matter. I also made gear to PvP on the weekends for war to get ranking for our guild to be like top 3. I was always in the top 3 guilds. I was in each of them once, and so yeah, the gear was good for war because you're stronger than everyone else. But I went to AAH, and still like people still like out DPS me, but I never really got phased by getting out DPS because I never know if people are using macros and stuff like that and doing like max rotation, because a lot of people were saying that they were doing that, and like proudly, I think it's legal, but a lot of people, they were like trying to force me to install stuff and all this stuff, and I just didn't listen to anyone, and I just always used my natural rotation and reflexes to raid, and we would only clear sometimes. I never got to clear Queen, but I got gate kept from Queen. There wasn't even really gear there. It dropped some cards. I bought all the cards off the market for like for 1,000,000 gold each. And I had a full set of queen cards, which were the best cards in the game. So I didn't really like miss out, but I still wanted to play the dungeon. The same thing for this game. Everyone, they always pretend like, oh, like, yeah, if you get the accessory, your life will be better. If you get this, your life will be better. You need to do this. You can't go to that raid because you don't have this piece of gear. You can't do this because of this, and it's all lies. I gotten fully carried before with no gear. Also want to talk about the shame of getting carried that happened in 2017 and now. Okay, so the gear fallacy is just basically saying like, oh, if you have this, it's just like marketing. It's like consumerism. But in the video game world, but it's not true. When you have everything, I mean, maybe you're happy, but sometimes people are not happy. So I'm aware of that. So I try to play the game to doing what I like, which is I buy all my favorite costumes. I watch all the cutscenes to see the story. I love reacting to the storyline videos that the famous Lost Ark streamers are making. I put them on my YouTube, my reaction videos for them, and I like doing raids. I like being the raid leader. For this game, I didn't want to be the raid leader by choice, but I had to because of survival. I was being outcast, so I had to make my own raids. And to my surprise, people did start to help me. But as I become more famous and more popular, it's natural for people to just drop off. I did ask ChatGPT to analyze that for me. That's where I got this analyzation from. It's just basically when you get like more popular, people will start to not support you, which is fine. I always believe I'm gonna find my own people. I really do believe that, you know, I need to be surrounded by like friends that are in higher places, because I feel like that's when I will find people that relate to me. Like one of the YouTubers I can really relate to a lot is Carmelita Fox, and in her really old videos, she always talks about like how her haters are writing mean comments about her, but she's so pretty though, but they're always just making fun of her. And a lot of the stuff that she says I can really relate to, about how she handles hate, and just really just points out like that people are just jealous of her and obsessed with her. And I actually relate a lot to Carmelita Fox for that, because I do believe I get like a lot of hate. Basically I've been having like 30 viewers at all times, peak 53, but the 30 viewers, they stay with me. Even I told everyone I'm only streaming for 17 hours. Even though I wasn't even tired, I just take off my stream because I know that as a human being, I need to rest so I can come back tomorrow. I'm never gonna do like a 24-hour stream again. I don't care if I have like 100,000 viewers, whatever. Humans need to rest. I always prioritize my rest and my food because of survival. Even if I'm not hungry, I always eat on time. I know like I'm supposed to be eating, this is how much I need to eat, and if I'm hungry, I eat. I'm never, so I always just make sure I'm fed. And then I also make sure whatever I'm eating is healthy. There were times yesterday, I was thinking like, you know, maybe I should just finally like order pizza or whatever, and yes I can, but then I'll just be like sick for 3 days and bloated and feeling bad. But that's just part of my like genetics, and also being like my age. So let's talk about the fallacy a little more. Okay, let's talk about the other topic and then come back to the fallacy to like refresh it kind of. Because I didn't really get to the point for the fallacy, but I think I'll just keep wavering. So let's talk about the second topic, which I said I was going to talk about, is gaming shaming for getting carried. So this first happened to me. Okay, so let me point out that because I was like always kind of babied by my parents and my boyfriends and the people I played and stuff. I never really struggled. They always helped me. But when I used to be the raid leader in Granada Spada, like we didn't call it raid leader or anything, but that's what I was. I would fill the roles. Like I made even a tank because the tank was the hardest role to find. And I used to tank my own raids, but then eventually sometimes tanks would come and then I get to play, whatever I want, because my people for the clock tower 24-man raid, they were so nice to me. They just wanted me to play whatever I want. Like I said, I was just babied and spoiled a lot, just for being me. And I think I'm really grateful for that. But I didn't realize it at the time. Also, I used to have a boyfriend that was very good at video games, and when I was playing League of Legends, like I already played League of Legends before I met him. I started season 2, but I didn't really meet him until season 4 and season 5, where he carried me to gold. It was kind of just like an unspoken, unsaid thing. Like, of course he's gonna carry me. He's my boyfriend, and he carried me to gold. And my account literally still has that gold in season 4 and season 5, playing support. So and getting carried. So it was just like normal for me. It wasn't something I look at like, oh my god, I'm getting carried, like how it is like so pointed out now. So then in 2017, I started playing Terra when I was 24 years old with that same guy because it was his best friend's favorite game. But it's like for us, we play so many games that it just kind of like, Granada Spada was our main game, but League of Legends was our side game on the weekends and nights with friends. We play ARAMs and normals, and then I played rank with him. He took me to gold, and then we played Terra for Christmas time when I was 24. That is 11 years ago. And he and all 5 of us were I think 4 people to a party. So 4 of us. We all leveled to level 65 or 60 together. One of those, whatever the cap was, and they took me all the way. Back then, I couldn't quest. Mentally, I just found it frustrating, and sometimes I would like forget to pick up the quest, and everybody already killed the mobs, and then they would have to, my boyfriend would go back with me to pick up the quest all the way back in the beginning of the map, and then come back and kill the mobs, and then catch up with everyone else. And I struggled a lot. I went to dungeons, and when the dungeons drops happened, it was like very low level dungeons, like level 30 or like level 15. And when the dungeon levels dropped, I took a piece of gear, and then my boyfriend made me trade it to him and give it to his friend, who wanted the gear, who was the same class as me, sorcerer. So I was facing like a lot of struggles, but I didn't really understand, the dynamic, because I came from Granada Spada. I was very greedy there, and I still didn't get over my greed yet until I really came to like Lost Ark is when I stopped being greedy, because it's just that's another video. I'd love to talk about that, but it's another video. It's just so long. So in 2017, so as I said, I was playing a lot of different games. I started playing World of Warcraft just to rotate games, and this time I'm single. I'm not with those people anymore. And because whenever I'm dating somebody, I inherit like all their friends for that time, and their friends pretend to be like my friends. And now I'm single, so I was playing World of Warcraft, and this Will, he found me, and he donated like $2,000 to my stream. And back then I used to have I could still put this now, but I don't, but you can still see the leaderboard and exactly how much everyone donated for this month. And I put the leaderboard on my stream, and the ticker, it's literally still on my YouTube. It says like the name and then $2,000 tip, and other people's tips were next to it. For like the highest tips were like always scrolling, the top like 10 or whatever number highest tips was always scrolling on my stream. But I got shamed for wanting to get carried. So first I was just playing World of Warcraft by myself, but then I just decided to go back to Terra in 2017, just randomly. I had this bleach blonde hair. I made a whole bunch of videos. I was so fascinated. I had 17 viewers and 20 viewers, so that was a lot for me. I was getting famous again, but I didn't know that everybody was making fun of me
I'm also passionate about video editing, even though I haven't done it for a long time. So during every single stream, I'm so grateful that I make video edits of all of those. One of them is called like conflate plate, like trucks crafts my conflate plate. Like basically I gave somebody like all these expensive mats because he can craft, and he actually crafted it and gave me it back. Like such high risk stuff I did on my stream, like especially for being a hated person. But back then I was really, really, really naive. I really didn't know people hated me. I really had no. You have to see the video. You have to see the video to believe it. Like it was just crazy. Like I just really didn't see it. Anyways, because it was like my first time like really getting hate, I actually didn't really know how to handle it because I didn't even know I was getting hated on. Like I was going to a wedding and everyone's like, oh, you're wearing too much makeup, and I was wearing like this blue dress and I had like this bleach blonde hair, and so then I started putting on like more makeup on my stream, and basically I was just getting a lot of hate, but I didn't really know like how to handle it or anything. Like who really does though, you know? It's really hard to you know, face that, but you just have to really look at everything in the whole. You have to look at the whole lifespan, like the whole vision, where you were before, how you are when you get the hate, where you're going to be at the end, what's your end goal, and how everything's just going to be perceived even after and beyond the lifespan. So you have to look at the full picture, not just live in that moment of, oh, somebody hates me, and you know, don't drown in those feelings. You know, think about, you know, reverse engineer it, figure out why people, you know, I love human psychology, why are people acting like this, and then you actually discover a lot of stuff about yourself, because people can actually see the success in you better than you can see in yourself. So you have to reverse engineer it to figure out what the hell is even going on. For me, in retrospect, you know, I already experienced a lot of hate even before I was a streamer, when I was spotted being 18 years old, but I thought that was just because I was a girl. But I faced a lot of hate from another girl. You know, they kicked me out of the top clan, and they accused me of cheating in the game and stuff, ridiculous stuff. When I literally just farm all my items and sell everything and make my gear, you know? Like I was so poor and I just farmed it from scratch, like how I do for everything right now in Lost Art. Like every costume I got, I literally was farming relics and selling them like for money. So I did. That's my way. It's like how I do things. I sell just like a whole bunch of stuff. I call it junk, and then I buy like mats for gear and craft it and stuff. So that's how I've always been. So this is now in Terra, and the boss, the whale, had already donated like a whole bunch of money because I was playing like World of Warcraft, and I went to Terra, and I started doing threes. People kicked me out of their threes group, and a lot of people, they would also just carry me. So then that was like the first time. This time I'm like boyfriendless. I literally asking people like please carry me in threes, right? If I didn't get kicked out, and they're all watching me while I'm playing threes with them, and then they would even like write to me comments after, like they say like life says blah blah blah, like a really nice thing, and then I would clip it and I would say life is bae, and life is the name of the gamer, and I literally clip that, and it's literally on my YouTube. It's like life is bae 2017, and basically I have all the threes you know, recorded on my YouTube, and I made edits of all of the gameplay and all the things I said to the chat and how I responded to comments and stuff like that. Like one time I was like sweating because it was like summertime and my place was really hot, and they were like, you know, you're sweating, and I'm like, yeah, I live in Hawaii or something like that, and I put like the sun emote on it, and I rotated it and everything, and animated the whole scene of like palm trees around me. I was like, yeah, I live in a tropical island or something. I made a joke out of it. I think I did a really good job with editing and also handling those questions, those comments. So then when I started asking the guys for carries and threes, the whale, he said to me, and this is in 2017, the first time, he said, yeah, you're not really supposed to ask for that. And that was the first time I ever faced that, because I told you guys my past is like people just carry me naturally. I never thought about it, you know. So then that was the first time I got shamed for it. But still, people still kept carrying me. But I didn't really get rating until 2021, 2022, when I was in, back then it became solo queue. It wasn't threes, it was like the battlegrounds. And like Freywind and Shorehold, and they changed the rules so you can't queue with people and stuff. Like, I always queued by myself though. I didn't have friends, but I'm just saying the ratings were fair because they were solo queue, and you can't choose like who was on your team and stuff. So that's when I really got ratings, because the Terra battlegrounds are so fun. So I already enjoyed it, but then I just started getting ratings because I was actually good. Because as I told you guys in my old podcast, those same guys that were like my boyfriends and taking me to ranking me gold and stuff, they used to teach me how to PvP. And then also in Terra, Dr. Mojo, my guild master, taught everyone in the clan, not just me, everyone in the guild. Our guild master, he taught us how to PvP. We used to do death matches as a whole guild. A whole bunch of us all sign up and we all fight each other. But it was still fun. The gameplay of that game was still fun, and I'm not the only one who says that. A lot of people agree. In fact, I might have only noticed that the gameplay in Terra is more fun because of the comments people made about how much they enjoy that gameplay more. It's true. It's a very fun game because the camera angle, you kind of do like a 360, so you have a lot more control of your character. It's really fun. Every single time I was in war in Phoenix Rising, Dr. Mojo was our leader. I literally, it'd be like, kitty cat has slain, blah blah blah. It's literally on my YouTube as well. My very old videos. I have a clip of the Guild Wars, and basically, that war, GBG in Terra, was so cool. It's like, basically you can't leave your sky castle or your safe zone. We didn't have sky castles back then, but our safe zone. If you did, you're red to the enemy, and then they can kill you, and it announces to everybody in your guild that like you got killed or you got a kill, and the points add up, and whoever gets the most amount of points before the war ends wins, gets whatever. I don't remember how it works. So you just can't die. You can't just go out into the world, and if you're you have to be in safe zone. And so that game was really fun. I miss PvP. Primarily a PvPer. Ever since I was in Granada, I was a PvPer. Back to the carry shame. So I don't really know what happened next, but I just did keep still getting carried by people, and then basically I just continued everything as normal. What happens is, like, basically for League, I just play by myself, but a lot of guys, they just want to play with me, even if they are low elo or high elo, and depending on personality and like how I felt about it intuition wise, I would just play with them or not. And that's just basically how I ended up getting like diamond duos and stuff in 2016. One of them, his name's like Vasquez, who's diamond, and Draven Guy is diamond, and they're all really nice. They were all just my friends. So basically I was then already just getting carried in League by regular people that are my viewers, not my boyfriends or anything, they're just my viewers. And then now, so people in Lost Ark now, I find like in Europe server, people are very backwards. I don't know if they're saying these things because they really believe it, or maybe I'm just like very future forward because I like grew up with like full independence. But I did notice that too when I went to Paris. I made in my video, my vlog, I said thank you to my parents for like making me American. And it was just really weird because tell right away that I was like different when I went to Paris, and even more so when I went to Egypt. It's kind of like really weird to explain. I think it's another video, but then so the people in European Lost Ark server, they're trying to shame me for wanting to get carried, but I thought about it for a little while, and I really can't hide that about me because I already made like 300 videos on my YouTube that all say that I just want to have like a rich husband, and I just want to like marry or date like a Lost Ark whale. I already said that, how like I just want to get carried in my raids, and I also have like at least 100 videos that are like free bus K Angel Gate 1, free 1701 bus Echidna Hard Gate 1. Literally every single free bus I ever got, I clipped it and put it on my YouTube. So I really can't hide it. So I was just kind of thinking about it, like, why am I ashamed? And why are they even shaming me? And I just think they're very backwards. I just kind of like, for me, the people who are carrying in North America, they told me that they are overgeared, and I always looked at it like it has enough gear to carry all of us, and we just need to do the mechanics. But now this ties back into the beginning of the video where I talk about the fallacy. I made in my podcast last year. In this podcast, I've said that how I never want to be a bus because I know that the lower eye level people will take advantage of me and force me to carry them. And it's kind of hard for me right now because for my Europe character, as I told you guys during my collab with another streamer, which is also on my YouTube in the collab playlist, I said that I'm gonna level up my Europe character, but not my North America characters. I'm kind of idling on my North America characters as saving my gold for the next event. I have 600k gold on one server, 300k gold on another server in North America, 300k gold on another server that I saved up from doing Legion raids. So basically just letting that land territory rest and waiting for an event, so I spend less money and less mats and get more eye level and more benefits from the event, and possibly do a new character or my existing characters and level them up more. So North America for me is a very hard server to play on. In American culture, if people don't like you, they will either hate on you, but even worse, the number one thing American culture we have is we just ignore people. I also see it a lot in New York City. Like, this is a busy city, but everyone's just basically doing their own thing, and that's part of why I love it so much. It's kind of like I can wear whatever outfit I want, be myself, be creative, and like if somebody else is like just wearing a tutu or something weird or weird makeup, like we never look twice at them, you know. We have like full autonomy here and freedom and independence, and anything pretty much flies as long as it's like not illegal, and I'm just used to that freedom. So when I used to live in a small town in Hawaii with my ex-fiance, you know, I had a lot of trouble with the rumors of small town, and going to the same, you know, bar and restaurants all the time, people did talk about you. So it's kind of weird keeping up with all that, or they hear about you and they talk about you, and it's just really weird for me. Like, I'm a city girl. Same with I don't remember what other small towns I was mentioning earlier, but basically, anyways, we're talking about the fallacy. So it ties back to the first fallacy we're talking about, the gear. Fuck, now I lost it. Because I'm afraid I'm gonna lose it. Okay, so basically they shame me for wanting to get carried. Oh yeah, and I said I don't want to be a bus, but then I told everybody that I'm leveling up my character in Europe, So I'm afraid that now people harassing me right now because they're like, oh, no one's gonna play with you with those accessories. No one is gonna play with you because you didn't get the gear piece from A gear yet. No one's gonna play with you because you just die in all your raids, which is not true. No one's gonna play with you because someone was like, oh, she's a well-known streamer, they're gonna play with her. They're like, no one's gonna play with you because they don't want to carry you, they want to clear. And all of the comments in Europe, they don't really, I guess the people are so confused. It doesn't really affect me because I already have so many clears in North America, so I know I could do it. I know I can also beg a whole bunch of streamers I know and beg them to carry me, but it seems that I haven't been doing that lately. I told you I'm just letting the North American territory rest. I have gold there, just leaving it there, not doing anything there. Just leaving it there and coming back is not harmful. It's actually a very good strategy. Afraid that when I level up my character, because I only have one character in Europe, because everything's going into that one character and with the events and everything and free items they give us and just doing all my dailies on her all the time and also going to Legion raids and that character and putting all the money into gear for that character, and I'm not swiping or anything, it's all free to play for me. That's the saga of this whole game for me, is trying to make it as free to play as possible. But if there are Princess Jasmine costumes that come out, I will be swiping for them for all my characters. So waiting for that Princess Jasmine costume. So basically, I'm afraid that when I get if I get 1700 or whatever, because some people have done it without swiping in North America, I think I could do too in Europe with my resources that I farm every day. And I'm afraid that people are just gonna harass me again. When I do get 1700 and get those accessories, and you guys already see me farming rapport to get stat potions and stuff. I'm even thinking about being an adventure tone player just to get the extra statistics, like the 50 stat points, vitality potions and stuff like that. And the stat potions, I'm literally playing the game. It's so fun. And trying to finish off my cards and get new card sets for Brawl and stuff. Anyways, because I'm really playing hardcore in Europe, I'm afraid that people are gonna harass me more. When I make my 1700 raids, they're gonna be like, let me in your party, and then they're gonna jail me. And they're already doing that right now. They're already jailing me and just leaving me there the whole week, making fun of me for not getting in more raids and stuff. Everyone's ignoring my lobby rooms and just going to everyone else's lobby rooms. And then all of the 1700s are just watching me in my chat, and it's just really difficult. Everyone just trying to just push me out of Europe and push me out of Lost Ark, just like they did in North America. It's just really for me, the hardest part is the lack of freedom that they try to impose on me, which it won't work for me because I'm American. So no matter what, I'm always gonna keep trying to make my raids. I'm always just gonna pace myself and make my gear at my own pace. I hope along the way I can find some loyal people that I can play with. However, I'm not looking for a static or anything. I really want to have the freedom of playing with the whole world, because whenever I lock myself in with certain friends and stuff, they start imposing their own beliefs on me, like how that guy is like, you shouldn't be carried, which is ridiculous. Especially as a woman, just the whole dynamic of if you think about the caveman people, the man was the provider and the woman was the caregiver of the house and planting stuff and cooking, and the guy was the hunter, and it's hard to explain to you. But even they have trad wives now, which is traditional wives, so people kind of going back to the old ways. But that's not, it's such a big topic, that's just a different video. I'm just saying there's nothing wrong with wanting to be carried. Also, a lot of guys, they also want to get carried, but just because I'm a girl and I want to get carried, and I also have e-girl label on my stream, I get attacked a lot more. They're always like, you know, she definitely should not be carried. But for me, I used to naturally get carried, but now because I'm in European territory, the cultural, they're shaming me for wanting to get carried, which in North America is normal. Like for example, if you're a support, they always say like looking for cute support. They just carry the support for free, or the support is already good, so they get carried. Also, people just like do like generous buses in North America. This is a long time ago, like 1 year ago, March 2024. People just do generous buses, like they just come in and they could solo the whole raid, like circus, and they just come in and they just clear the whole thing by themselves and carry whoever's in your party with you. For me, because I always attract the buses, people, all my haters, they start joining the room after, and then they're always like, oh, cute doll jailed us and stuff like that. It's like basically another bus, he tried to shame me as well. I was a Sork in Europe. He said to me, hey, you're not gonna jail me, are you? And he's 1700 and I was 1660 at the time. And I said, hey, I don't have DPS, you know, I need help DPSing. Obviously, if you're not gonna DPS, then yes, we will be jailed. And I might also die in gate 2. And I didn't die. It was a kid in the heart. I didn't die in gate 2. And I didn't die in gate 1. And I was a raid leader for the whole raid. And we cleared. But because, but do you see like how he talked to me? Like saying that I'm gonna jail him, and I told him straight up, I'm like, I don't think we're a good match for each other, because like, how can I jail you? You're supposed to carry me. And then he's like, oh, I'm sorry, there was a mistake in translation. I'm just trying to say, do you know the raid? And I said, yes, I know the raid. And obviously he's lying. And when he joined my room, another 1700, I think, I don't remember who joined. More strong people joined. It was all strong people. So we cleared very fast, and we had skips and everything. So basically, whenever I get one carry, everybody runs into my room. And a lot of the time it's haters. Like it happened also yesterday. One guy, he just closed his game as soon as we got into Brel 1-2 on North America, after I wait like 4 or 5 hours making that room with my friend. And just to crash the raid. It doesn't hurt me. I have a lot of patience, but basically now in Europe, they're just like so backwards. They're shaming people for wanting to get carried. But the truth is, like, I know from experience that it's only because I'm like a girl and also a streamer, because the guys, they want to get carried. And I learned that in North America, because after I pull like a bus, all these people I told you, they join my room because they want to get carried too. And I also hate whenever people like a bus join my room, because then all the noobs, they start harassing me they're trying to get in. One time in North America, I was making a room, and this guy who was raiding with me is like a 4-man raid. I don't remember if it was like Baldus or K-Angel or what, probably K-Angel. But I had to kick him out of the room because he was pulling like a whole bunch of noobs into the application section that wouldn't stop spamming the applications, and they were complete noobs. And as soon as I kicked him out of the room, it just stopped. It's really hard for me to explain to you what I'm saying, because only I know my experience. But if I had to break this down, this is just a couple of summary points just to tell you what the hell I'm saying. It's just basically this. Guys want to get carried as much as girls do. I actually realized this in Lost Ark last year in North America, like I said. When I pulled a bus, and back then I used to read the lobby chat, all the other guys in my party, they were guys. I know that when they're guys, they were like fanboying over the bus, and I thought that was kind of weird. But the same thing, like how we girls get like so excited that we have like a bus in our party, we're gonna get carried or whatever. The same way guys are too. So yeah, everyone wants to get carried. There's no shame in getting carried. A lot of people, there. Okay, so many points. Okay, let's make the clear points. Shaming of the getting carried has been brought back. I don't know. It's only because I'm in European territory. There is no shame in getting carried. Also, a whole bunch of people are saying like, oh God, there's just so much stuff. They're like, oh, just because you want to get carried means you don't want to play the game, and it's not true. I learned the game while I'm getting carried, and it's been like that. Eventually, I stopped dying. I learned the side reel timings, and I even learned like more stuff like secret side reels, how to land them, the conditions for casting them, and I learned like the different side reels. So depending on how the DPS is, that changes what kind of side reel you could use, which one you have to say for what. Example, They Mine Hard Gate 1, you know, you save it for the Balt doors if your party's high DPS, but in the beginning when that raid first came out, we used to use way a lot and keep countering the boss to get increased side rail meter. So basically, it's all the stuff you learn from not only the Lost Friend videos, but also experience and being on the field and playing with buses who have high game knowledge, and they teach you along the way. I was lucky enough to get taught by some of the best people ever in both North America and Europe. So yeah, once again, I was taught. So yeah, with the new raids it's hard, with new territory it's hard. A lot of people with limiting beliefs coming into my chat, but you know, you can't ban everyone, and technically they didn't do anything wrong. But I just hope people could start reading between the lines, that people are not saying like, hi, I loved your last YouTube video. They're just saying, hi, I'm glad you're struggling, and you know, I hope you fail in life. You know, learn to read between the lines. Maybe then you, because the thing is, like, the more intelligent you are, I consider myself extremely highly intelligent. The more smart you are, the more you realize about the world. And a lot of people can't handle that. You know, it's very, it's almost like a depressing thing for some people. They just realize they get so smart and they realize so much about the world. So you really have to be very socially and emotionally intelligent and also have good mental health, which I have all of the above. But as I realize more stuff about the world, you know, I still have to like be really strong and face it, and you know, continue to live my life to the fullest and be happy. So it's really interesting. You know, I see a lot of stuff. I can read people. I can read between the lines. At the end of the day, I have to keep going, and we'll see who ends up staying at the end. A lot of people, they're trying to still get close to me and sabotage me later on. It's a style. I call it the silent assassin. But that's why I'm not keeping any friends right now. I'm very, very careful about all this. But I do want to do a quick recap on what I was saying earlier, because it was just all, I want to give you a clear picture. Let me paint this for you. Okay. There's a fallacy that video game makers profit off of, because they have to make their game profitable to make money, to keep the server online and keep it updated, pay all the techs, and keep the patch notes, keep the game with content patch and everything, and they need a whole squad of people to run this game, and also money, like I said, to keep the server actually up. So it costs a lot of money to run a video game. It's a business. So one of the little things that they do is that they put all these enticing things in the cash out. I'm thinking about Terra when I'm saying this, by the way. They put all these little enticing things, so you gamble in Terra to get the costumes, and you pay a lot of money, and you pay for gear. You also could sell the cash out items in the market and get gold in that way. I'm talking about Terra. So So there's a whole economy, basically. Also, Granada Spada, very similar. They basically relied on, the game creators relied on the whales of the game to keep the game alive, and people were big spenders in Granada Spada, very rich. So basically, there's a fallacy that if you have this costume, you have these gear, you'll be happier, and it's a false fallacy, because in Terra Endgame, after we finish all our raids, we're just standing in town the whole time. And it's not uncommon. If you look around in Lost Ark, everyone's just AFK, standing around, you know. Especially the higher geared you are, you finish your raid in 10 minutes, you know, with your static, and you do your dailies in like 7 minutes or less, and that's it. That's the whole game. And you just do it again next week until the next patch comes out. And you know, that's why a lot of people, they quit too, or play different games and only come online on like a Saturday or something to play with their static, and then they log off the rest of the time. So that's like what endgame looks like. I'm trying to prevent that. I also I made a backseat gaming rule, and then I realized that we have to like take back our autonomy in the game. So basically, you'll never go to somebody's Lost Ark stream other than me. You never go to another one and see someone getting backseat gamed. The streamer's usually like the center of the knowledge, and they are telling you what to do. They're telling everyone else what to do. But because I have so much viewers that watch all the other streamers, they have all the knowledge, and then they come to my channel. But everybody in my channel, they already finished the whole game, and they're playing other games or making new characters, or I don't know what you guys are doing. I can't guess. I don't know. You're doing what you're doing, but you're definitely not playing the game for 17 hours straight, you know. Especially if you have gear, you already done. You know, you already played the game. That's why I won't let you backseat game me, because you already finished the game, and I'm playing my game now. It's my turn, so I get to enjoy it the way I want. I know people are gonna come backseat game me. Maybe I time them out, or hopefully I just ignore them, because it's hard. Like with the mass amount of hate comments I get a day, it's really hard to, you know, time them all out. It's not practical, but I'm just trying to develop the skills to just ignore them. Next thing is the it's longer than I thought. Next thing is the autonomy. You guys already finished the game. It's my turn to play the game. Yeah, it's not really my problem that that you guys finished it and maybe you're not having fun anymore. It's not my problem. But I'm not allowing you guys to backseat game me. Being backseat game is not fun. People just trying to ruin my stream by doing that to me. I always felt that way. I'm a different kind of learner. Like, I'm very good at League of Legends. I learned by developing my brain synapses and coordinating it with my muscle memory and reflexes. Basically, like when I do Katarina combo, I don't even have to think about it. It's automatic for me. And the same thing about playing Terra, Sorcerer, automatic. I used to be in the field all day PvPing other people. We all communally PvP each other, because we know that's the only way to get better at PvP is to PvP each other and duel in Terra. So we used to duel all day in Velica outskirts, and also in the city, in the last city that we were before the game got shut down. I forgot what it's called. And the only way you can get good at a game is if you practice it a lot and it's in your muscle memory. And Lost Ark is not in my muscle memory because I don't get to play it enough. The raid is very short. I only get to learn when I'm in the dungeon. I get as much knowledge as I can outside the dungeon and from chat, whether I like it or not, from chat. And when I'm in the actual dungeon, you know, I don't get to play that. I only get to play that once a week you know, and it takes like months and years for me to finally get to the level that I want to get to with Lost Ark. I also made a really old podcast complaining about Lost Ark, saying that it's not even a real game, doesn't have res, and those raids you only get 6 potions, and if you die, you can't play for the rest of the raid, and that like in the middle of the raid, in the middle of DPS, it just stops everything, and you have to do some weird ass mechanics, standing on a clock position, and do some weird ass shit, and then continue fighting. It's just weird to me. That's not how my other games were. World of Warcraft is not like that. And Terra is not like that. And Spot is not like that. But nevertheless, I do like the structure of Lost Ark. How they limit it. They can only do 1 raid per week for like those, and only 3 of them you get gold for per character, and you can only do 6 characters with gold acquisition. At first, I didn't like these limits when I came. In my other games, you could just farm unlimitedly as long as you have like reset tokens, reset scrolls and stuff. For Terra, you could spam that dungeon all you want. Granada Spada, as long as you make some keys and a key to get into the tower, you can go as many times as you want. You can go forever and farm all day. You can also go to like open world and keep farming all day. But like here, like the relic farming is limited. Everything is limited. Everything is like every day. Honestly. I know they put that there for like not to have burnout, but it leads to more burnout because people don't want to do all that homework every day if they don't have the stamina for it or the motivation for it. A lot of my viewers that don't play Lost Ark, they complained a lot about the structure of the homework and told me how it discouraged them from playing the game. But I think honestly, it's like Lost Ark really has some of the strongest players because they're like very mentally resilient and disciplined to do the homework every day on multiple characters and build the stats on the characters on the back end. Lost Ark is a game you just can't come in and be strong. You have to do all these side quests and side things that take actual physical time, literal time to get in the game. You can't just come in and get like maximum rapport in 1 day. You need to farm it for months. So yeah, there's all these little things. But that's also why I like the game, and I'm also smart enough, intelligent enough to figure out ways to enjoy the game, even though it has some conditions that I'm not used to from my other games, like no one can res you, and you only have 6 pots. In my other games, you have how many ever pots you brought into the raid. In my old podcast last year, when I did complain about those things, or express my feelings about those things, I also did mention like, it is a good game because in my other games, people always just, not me, but people always just be asking for res all the time and stuff, and it's really annoying to just see that all the time. So I'm glad they removed that. It's just really annoying to see. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I'm just gonna recap one more time because I just never get there, and I want you guys to know I do have a point and I do know what I'm saying. So there's a video game fallacy. Video game creators need to make a business off of this. So they make everything really enticing. Like, oh, if you have all this nice gear, or if you're ahead of everyone, or if you have this, you'll be happier. But they don't say it like that. They just do it like subconscious marketing, which is the strongest. Basically, they make you feel that kind of way without saying it directly. And then people try to get to the end of the game so fast, and then they miss, all the fun. And that happened to me in a lot of my games, but in the end I still had fun, but I skipped all the cutscenes, I missed all the little, stuff. Even though I still have memories and stuff, I still missed out. And yeah. But now I'm trying to now I genuinely have fun in the game. I found a way to just kind of have fun, and I love it. I'm enjoying the game, going at my own pace. I'm worried that when I do get all my stats and gear, people already came to my channel and they're like, you're a bus now, oh my god, you're busing, oh my god, you're carrying them. And I know they're joking, but I don't like that joke because I don't want to be the bus, because the truth is a bus get harassed by a lot of noobs, as I've been saying. Also, tied in with all of this stuff about the fallacy then I'm basically just saying, like, is it even worth it to gear yourself and get carried, wait for a carry, or gear yourself, moderately, wait to get carried, or what? Then you have the other side, which is the shaming. People shaming you, like, oh, you shouldn't ask for carry. And then when you're high level, they're gonna shame you, like, oh, you should help us. So there's the shaming, how it ties in with the fallacy. Finally, I did it. Okay. Hope you're seeing the picture now. So it's kind of like a lose-lose. It's basically an old backwards way, and also just like men shaming women kind of thing for shaming us to be carried. Anyone can get carried, whether a girl or a boy. The truth is, a lot of guys, they carry their other guy friends all the time. You know, they carry the bros all the time. And even in Granada Spada, there was only like one or two strong people, and they carried everyone else. And it wasn't nothing to do with me being a girl, or eventually me being like the guild leader's like girlfriend or whatever, clan leader's girlfriend, whatever. Nothing like that. It's like they still carry their bros the same way that I get carried as e-girl. The only difference with me is that like I'm a streamer and I know like a lot more people, and I'm in both regions, North America and Europe. Just want to let you guys know that the shame, it's not going to stop me. But I did want to point it out and make a video about it because I was thinking about it today in the shower. Okay, hopefully I get more topics to talk about in my next podcast. Glad I finally got to talk about something with you guys. I love you guys so much, and thank you for always sticking with me.